Right, okay, so just to add in the reflexive pronoun as well. This is not particularly difficult because it's very similar to the words that we've already looked at and their endings and so on. It's just to note the fact that if somebody is doing something to themselves, then we can use something known as a reflexive pronoun. And in Greek, it's a different word, but only just a bit different. Okay, it only just looks slightly different. In English, we tend to use the same word. Okay, so you wouldn't necessarily think that, whether you're using an emphatic adjective or whether you're using a reflexive pronoun, which is a bit technical. But so in Greek, it's like otos, but with just an epsilon in front of it. Okay, the endings are identical to all the others. Okay, that we've used that for the third person pronoun. So if you come across a word which looks like this, so hiauto, hiautu, hiautois, all right. Then they're just the reflexive pronoun, which means itself or of himself or of themselves or themselves, okay, depending on what case it's in. Um, okay, so here we've got to probaton, which is sheep. The sheep rescued themselves, okay, which is unlikely for sheep, I believe. But anyway, um, so or no, the sheep rescued itself is because that's all singular. So the sheep rescued itself. So that's a reflexive pronoun. Paulos marture peri hiauto. Um, so here, it's in the genitive because it's using the preposition peri. So Paul witnesses about himself. Okay, so he's doing something for himself. And then the last one, hoi phariseoi, pistiusin en heautois. So the Pharisees believing in themselves. All right, so the sheep rescued itself. I'm having real trouble writing that, aren't I? And Paul witnesses about himself, and then the Pharisees uh, are believing in themselves. Okay, so it looks a bit like the third person pronoun. So if you get an epsilon in front of it, it's just a reflexive pronoun. Um, and what I thought we might do just for the last minute was to actually try and come to wanted to use the scriptures and have a look at some of those. But that might be a bit too much of a stretch. Maybe we'll just look at the first one. We got a minute. I'm sure you don't need to rush right off. So if we just look at um, which one might be easiest to look at actually. Uh, we, we'll just take the first one. Okay, so I don't know how many of these words we can translate just at this stage. Um, so we've got apa apokrithisan, which is means to answer. Okay, uh, and our toy. So we're cutting into John 19 verse 7 here. Um, so it says hoi Judeoi, which is the Jews. So this is so the Jews are answered him, and this is autu, which is to him. So this we've been meeting this, haven't we? So we'll write a few words above it. Um, So, Hames, which I don't think we've met before, nomon you do know, is the law. So, and ekomen. So we have a law, and kata, with followed by the accusative, is according to. So here we have according to the law, he ought to die. Okay, right. So that's the first part of it, which hasn't got the reflexive pronoun in, but this bit here is Hoti, which means because. And then what we've got here is this reflective pronoun, which is chucked in the middle here. Right. Huion Theo, you probably know the verse, because Son of God, and epoiesen, so that's come from a verb that we've met before. So poio, so poiesen, he made himself, so he made himself Son of God. He made himself the Son of God. All right, let's write it all down. Okay, so and that's just a use of it. Just conscious that it's gone our time now. Um, but there we are. That's reflexive pronouns. So we've had a look at demonstrative pronouns, this and that, and third person pronouns where we can say the same or himself, or herself, itself, themselves, and then the third person reflexive pronoun where again we use himself, but in Greek they use his own word. All right. I think I'm still recording. So I probably should stop.